I think it is important I go into depth about why I'm deciding to leave the company now of all times, considering all of the everything going on right now. Because I know a lot of people are going to look at this and say, Brave acquiring Idle and Rin leaving Idle were announced at around the same time, therefore correlation does imply causation, and Rin is leaving Idle because of Brave. Or maybe the even more scandalous, Brave kicked Rin Penrose out because they don't want to deal with her, which, gotta admit, kind of sad that's not the case because that would have been extremely funny. I had actually handed in my graduation notice in June before I was even told about the acquisition. I'd been having problems with Idle for the better half of a year now, and I'd stayed because I love numbers, and throwing 700,000 subscribers into the trash wasn't something I was willing to do on a whim. You know, I've done good work on this channel. I have music stuff that I'm very proud of. I've done great streams that I've been really happy with. The algorithm eats up my shorts like popcorn. But it got to the point where even that stuff didn't really outweigh the issues that I've been having. For the record, when I say I've been having issues, I gotta clarify. I have not had a single issue with any of the other talents or any of the managers that are going to be moving to Brave and continuing to work with talents there. Mina is great. Lonnie is a legend. Lala likes Pikmin and therefore is my best friend. I've had numerous calls with a lot of Idle talents where we've discussed what's going on and we've been trying to work out what our next steps are going to be, and it has been really helpful hearing everyone's opinions on this. There's a member of the N3 who I think is literally the coolest person alive, and I feel really smug that I know her and you don't. The problems I've been having were problems with how Idle was handled in the past as a company before Brave stepped in. I'll still be working with Brave until my graduation, and genuinely I'm looking forward to it, even though it's not going to be for very long. Maybe if the acquisition had happened sooner, I'd be on board with staying, but as it stands, all the problems I experienced made me realize something, and that is that I just don't think I'm the best fit for a VTuber agency. Like, I tend to keep to myself a lot, so I'm terrible at reaching out to people. I tend to hang out more with managers than actual talents because I'm the kind of kid who hung out in the teacher's lounge during break time. My fan engagement skills are basically in the abyss. And yes, I will admit it is a factor. Interacting with the more adult side of the industry isn't great for my mental health. There are things that agency VTubers generally need to be able to deal with in some way, and I can tell you right now, basically everyone else in this company is miles ahead of me in that regard. And it is because I had that realization when I did, that I decided to ask to graduate, because I don't think I'm cut out for agency life. What I'm cut out for is being an indie with a personal manager. That's right, baby! In a few months, I'll be paying someone to fight me in the Tesco's parking lot. I'm really moving up in the world, huh? I know a lot of people were expecting me to stick with Brave because I've spoken really highly of Idle and VTuber agencies in the past, and let me be clear, I stick by those points. If you're a social person who can work well with others and you can embrace certain parts of the industry I find it very difficult to, then find yourself a good agency and you will be having a great time. Genuinely, if you are looking for somewhere to audition, then I would still recommend Idle when they open up auditions next, or even other Brave groups like V4Midi. But if you are like me, you know, someone who now has a large following, someone who isn't great with group projects, someone who wants to focus more on highly edited content someday, who's a loner, a hacker, a freak, sad, pathetic, unloved, then joining an agency still might be a good experience, but it might just not be where you're meant to be forever, and that's okay. All you can really be expected to do is what is best for yourself. And what was best for myself was getting into an agency, meeting a couple people who fundamentally changed my entire outlook on content creation, making a shit ton of connections, finally learning a way to record music in a non-Audacity program, and then leaving while you still have a positive outlook on the entire thing. Today's life lesson: get that bag of friendship. The friends were the bag we met along the what?